It's your boy and in the house, back with another Arsenal News episode. Well, ladies and gentlemen, what we have here for you guys is, coming up with some latest news related to Omar Rekik, Bissouma. Arteta opens up about the transfers, and David Ornstein has something to say about certain things. So does Fabrizio Romano in the recent update that he's provided about the transfers related to Arsenal. So let's just jump into the first news that we have for you guys. Well, Arteta on transfers has said that it would be ideal to do everything as early as possible, and of all the players who know they will continue here on the first day of pre-season, but it's not going to happen. We have the Euros and everything is going to be delayed. There are many things to be done that will take time, but we know how key it will be, and what we do not want is what happened last year. Probably, I think they're talking about the deadline day deals. I hope that does not happen. That's the only worry that's the only thing that worries me a lot, Yeah. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Arteta on if he can actually convince the players to join Arsenal. He says, I'd need an hour to do that, but I think I could convince them. I just think looking at this badge, the history and who we are, that should be enough. If they need something else, we are prepared to do that. And talking about the summer plans, already mentioned it, and talking about the Euros and everything. Mikel Arteta also says that Arsenal have overcome challenges posed by insiders who were trying to hunt the club earlier in the season. He says the best thing has been to keep a team, a staff, employees and everybody together. In those circumstances when you're not winning and when there are so many people, some inside and some outside, that are trying to hurt you. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much sure who is he pointing at the moment. So moving on, so here's Omar Rekik, who was included in the first team training at London Colney yesterday. Yes, if you remember Omar Rekik, if you play FIFA, you definitely know who Omar Rekik is. But yeah, he's a very good defender joining in from Hoffenheim. So yeah, that's that. Moving on, so Fabrizio Romano has opened up about Dusan Vlahovic. So Fiorentina striker Fabrizio Romano tweets out that Fiorentina striker Dusan Vlahovic is appreciated by many top clubs after scoring 21 goals in Serie A, but he's only 21. Despite last rumours, Arsenal are not planning to sign Vlahovic this summer. So this shoots down all the transfer news, all the transfer update that yesterday I posted about Vlahovic coming to Arsenal. It's not going to happen as of now, according to Fabrizio Romano. So according to OK Diario, Martin Odegaard does not want to return to Real Madrid if Zinedine Zidane continues as the coach. Now, generally what Real Madrid want from the players is to have an unconditional amount of support, unconditional amount of patience. When they get their chances, they get their chances. We've seen a lot of players, coming through that ranks. I mean, Lucas Vazquez is one of them. He waited for his chance for a long time. So, but talking about Martin Odegaard, I don't know. So here's Hugo Carrasco comes up with this report. He says that Martin Odegaard enters Real Madrid's plans for the next year. The Norwegian is one of the great future bets that the club has made in recent years, and they are convinced that he will end up triumphing in white. However, there is an essential condition for a midfielder to join the white discipline again in the summer: the departure of Zinedine Zidane. And is that the talented midfielder does not want to return to the white team if the Frenchman is still on the bench. Zidane was one of the main causes of his departure in the winter market. The young promise demanded more minutes, and the coach, with several fronts open at that time, could not ensure a greater prominence, which caused the Nordic to march to the Premier League, an outing that caught everyone by surprise, which has been productive. So Odegaard does not want to return. I mean, that's and most probably I think he's happy at Arsenal. He's happy at Arsenal, does not want to go to Real Madrid if Zidane is staying. And with I personally cannot imagine Real Madrid without Zinedine Zidane. So I understand where this conversation is actually going, and it's not going in a very healthy direction, where Real Madrid are actually betting him as the future of them. But let's see. Moving on, so Fabrizio Romano, as mentioned about Dusan Vlahovic, has also opened up about Yves Bissouma. Now he says that Bissouma has been linked with Arsenal, yes, but I'm told he's not the hottest name for Arsenal. They're maybe looking for something different in the midfield. So Arsenal, this is pretty strange from Fabrizio Romano. They're not looking at Yves Bissouma. It's pretty hard to digest. I mean, for me, I think it is a little hard to digest as to now. now, I guess. So, pretty strange. Let's see where this takes us now. But it's pretty darn strange. I don't 100% believe this. Let's go. Talking about another midfielder linked with Arsenal, Emiliano Buendia, it looks like Aston Villa have also renewed their interest in the Norwich star. Now we all know Tottenham are also keen, but he will not come at the cheap. Now, as spoken earlier, we all know that several other big clubs have seen how he has actually grown well. Buendia has grown well at the Carrow Road. Tottenham, Aston Villa, Arsenal are really in for the Norwich playmaker. But the biggest reason why Arsenal are in the midst, it's only because Buendia, has actually come up with something special, and that is his stats at the moment. So we all know what Buendia can be capable of, but do we really know his real stats this season? Now, here's what Sky Sports had come up with his championship stats. So if you can actually check out his assists, 16 assists, first in the league, championship of course. Final third passes completed 708. He's first in the bloody league. It's a championship, I know, but big chances created 18. Through balls completed 10. He puts through balls. Imagine Aubameyang ahead of him. Goals scored 14, ninth in the league. Ninth. Imagine scoring that, creating those big chances first, providing those through balls, final third passes completed, and having that much of an assist, and still being a ninth top scorer in the league. Oh my God. Well, he has been a notable success for Norwich's recruitment department with 24 goals and 42 assists since joining from Getafe in 2018. Using Y-Scout statistical data, Buendia stood out as their most effective player, making the most key passes per 90, 1.03, and the most through balls per 93.17. It's crazy. Farke also would have to agree with all the crazy offers. He says that we have to be realistic. We are a self-funding club and we'll always have to develop our players. Sometimes you also have to accept if a player has outgrown the club. Then there is a solution. We had this in the past with James Maddison. I already mentioned this in my last episode. But the stats don't lie. And if you want to ignore this because he plays playing in the championship, bruh, he's worth a shout. If Odegaard is not coming to Arsenal, I'm pretty much sure that he's worth a shout. Moving on, so it looks like Alan Shearer's passionate plea to convince Joe Willock to actually sign for Newcastle United. Well, of course, Alan Shearer wants the better for Newcastle United, and he wants Newcastle to go toe-to-toe and get Joe Willock. Well, Alan Shearer said his number is always there if Joe Willock needs any convincing to sign for the Magpies. We all know what Steve Bruce has in his mind. We all know what Arteta has in his mind as well. But this is what Alan Shearer had to say about it. He says, I think the standout signing is obvious. It's staring us in the face, and we have him already. I jokingly said on Match of the Day that the other night about playing for a big club, but there's a little bit of a truth in it. I would love him to come and sample 52,000 at St. James's Park when it's rocking, when it's going well and we're getting the right results. The reception one of his goals would get, I think it's an absolute no-brainer. Newcastle have to try and break the bank and get him here. Whether we will or not, I don't know, but I bloody well hope so. I'm with Ian Wright on most Saturday nights, and Ian speaks to Joe and is a little bit of a mentor to him. I keep saying to him, if he ever needs or wants anything, my number is there. I would love him to sample 52,000 on Saturday night, at Saturday afternoon at Newcastle when things are going well, because there's no better place in the world of football than St. James's when that's happening. It might be out of his hands, but I really hope we try to break the bank to bring him, because he's been incredible over the last few months. So Alan Shearer wants only one player to be the marquee signing for Newcastle this summer, and you know who that is. Of course you know who that is. Mikel Arteta actually has thrown a wrecking ball on Newcastle's hopes of signing Joe Willock permanently. He says, I'm really happy that things have gone so well because of the potential that he has. I think it was great for him to go away and have a different experience. He has grabbed that opportunity in a really positive and remarkable way, and he will come back to us. We will have a conversation with him and plan the next years for him, as already mentioned. So Everton are rivaling Arsenal in the race for Barcelona goalkeeper Neto, reports Sport. Well, Toffees have been established, have an established number one in Jordan Pickford, but he has faced criticism this term. Arsenal, meanwhile, are reportedly prepared to listen to offers for Bernd Leno, so he could be on the lookout for a new shot stopper. And Bernd Leno can be rivaled by Neto of Barcelona. So with this, I'd like to end this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you see daily Arsenal content, best place to be, consider subscribing.